And to all the supporting sponsors that are helping us bring you the Mother's Day Lunch, the Easier Motherhood Series, and the Walk with Mom, Cap Fam Gala Limited, Starbites, TNU, Marlin Beach Resort, Haylooks, Diapers on Wheels, KB Fashion and Design, Ocean Spray, Cowbell, Brunswick Tuna, Healthy Haven, KB Fashion and Design, Kente Rings GH actually, and Tupperware. So Duffys Health and Beauty says healthy skin is a necessity. It's not just a luxury. If you're looking for 100% organic health and beauty products, be sure to get your Duffys Health and Beauty. They're provided with products that are organically farmed and they are 100% plant-based. If good health and a beautiful skin is your priority, then you've got to reach out to Duffys Health and Beauty. Whether it's your hair growth cream, the Healthy Glow Shower Gel, the body cream, Duffys Face Cream, the baby skin cream or Hima Feminine Mixture, the Feminine Cleanse, Duffys Snatch for flat tummy, Duffys Weight Management, also the Acne Cleanser and the Duffys Black Sport Cream. You can call Duffys today on 0533-776-893, 0533-776-893. We are live on Facebook. Also, you can join in the conversation on YouTube. This morning, I'm joined by Mawulawoe Awity. Let me just tell you a little bit about her. She's a senior research assistant and field manager of the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement. She's a final year doctoral student with the University of Ghana studying plant breeding and genetics, also executive director of the Network of Women in Growth, and not-for-profit organization. She's passionate about developing women to be financially independent through skills training, and she is my guest this morning on the Easier Motherhood Series. So let me wrap up with everything I've said about her. Importantly, she is a mom. But today she's going to share her journey as a single mom with us. Mawulawoe, good morning.
Good morning, Jennifer.
It's a pleasure to have you join us right here on the iMDrive.
The pleasure is mine.
Fantastic. And I want to know from you, if you could describe this season of your life as a single mom in one word, what would that be?
I think that one word would be growth.
Growth.
Yes.
Even before we get into that, how many children do you have? Yeah, let's know the ages and all.
I have two wonderful blessings.
Okay.
My firstborn is a boy. He's Ayiram, which means blessing.
Okay.
And then my second is a girl. She's Mausi. My first is 6, and my second is going to be 4 next month. My first just turned 6 last week. And Mausi is a girl. She's going to be 4 next month. So I have two wonderful blessings from God. Yes.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about, you used the word growth.
Yes. And
we'll get into that. But I want to know how you felt when you heard about Sunny FM's Easier Motherhood Series. What was going through your mind?
I think when I heard it on air, and even when you reached out to me, I was contemplating on a lot of things and what motherhood really means to me as a person. And whether I fit what society, am I doing it right as a mother? Am I taking all the right boxes as a mother? And especially being on this journey for the most part as a single parent, am I taking all the right boxes? So I didn't know what to expect for this year's Mother's Day, because Mother's Day always comes and goes every year, and usually for me it's about celebrating my mother, because my kids are too young to even realize anything like that. So it's almost like, when is Mother's Day, what do I do to celebrate my mother for all the things she's done for me? So when I heard about it, you reached out to me to talk about my journey as a single mother, I didn't think twice, because I think that there are lots of women out there who are also on that path, and sometimes we all just need to share our stories to know how we can be encouraged. So I was excited, or I am excited to be here this morning.
Fantastic. If you're listening in, you're a single mom, you know another single mom, you can tell them to tune in. We're live on Facebook, also on YouTube, and they can also share the link. You describe this journey as a single mom now, I mean this season, as one of growth. Why do you say so?
Okay, so when you are entrusted with a responsibility, in this case motherhood, you don't have any choice but to grow, especially when you want the best for your children. And for me as a single parent, for the most part of it, you you sometimes you are placed in a situation where you have to take a decision. You know, when it's two parents in the same place, at least there's you share the load, you share the responsibility of taking a decision. Sometimes even the men that sort of have to take that decision at that point. But for me, I have to take it, especially in emergency situations, alone. And it's a split second. You don't have a choice to confer with anybody or to have anybody take some of the burden off you. So you don't have a choice. You don't have the luxury of fretting or throwing up your hands in the air. You have to take a decision. I remember, I'll give 2 examples. I remember when I had my daughter, she was not even a year, and I decided that she was going to be home for some time and she wouldn't start school early. I woke up one morning and my nanny had left.
Just like that?
Just like that. And it was
she slept home?
She slept.
You woke
home.
up?
The door was on. I woke up preparing for work, you know, because my son was older, so I would drop him off at school and go to work, and she would be home. So I woke up in the morning preparing for work, and I realized there was nobody up also doing stuff. So I went and she had left. It was a split second. I could decide to sit down and cry, raise my hands up in the air and be fretting. But
and ask God, why me?
Why me? But I was like, no. I just had to put myself together at that 1 minute. Call the daycare and find out, can my daughter start school immediately? Thank you, Helena, wherever you are, thank you. And she was like, yes, Mercy can start school. So immediately that morning, she wasn't a year old. I just bundled her up, bathed her, got my son ready, we sat in the car. I didn't even have the energy to cry. We just sat in the car and we went to school. Recently, we got home from work. My son had just said a very big word, and I was like, are you this young? So we're just laughing. I was chasing him. He ran into the storeroom, banged the door on his finger, and in his bid to get it out, he came out screaming, and I couldn't know why, and he was bleeding. Apparently the door had cut his finger. And I just picked him up and put the finger in my mouth because I didn't tell what was happening. So I just put it, and he was still screaming. When I brought it out, I realized the finger had actually cut and the tip was almost...
Oh boy.
Like in a split second, I couldn't even cry. I just went into a zone, a mode, and I just picked him up, put him in the car, drove like a mad woman, but very carefully, got him into the hospital.
I've not heard those two words put together in a sentence. Drove like a mad woman, drove very carefully.
Because I was honking, and by the time I got my honk had even been like it wasn't even working. So I was driving, my son was crying in the back of the car. And I was shouting, Aram, you'll be fine. We'll get to the hospital soon. We had to go to the hospital, get his hand staked. So it's like you have to grow. Because you have a responsibility. Your children are looking up to you. Then you have to take decisions. You have to make sure they are fine, they are healthy, they are well. So for me, this season it's shown me who I am, and I've grown on all aspects of my life, even in my career, even as a Christian mother, even as a person. My patience has grown. I don't think I'm still there. My children will test your patience. But yeah, I will call it a season of growth for me.
So I want to know if you've had some kind of support system. What kind of support system have you had as a single mother, and how important would you say a community support is important in one's journey as a single mom?
So I would say my family, I've had support. My family has been very supportive. My parents and my siblings have been very supportive. And also I've been able to have a sort of a structure in terms of co-parenting with my children's dad. I think it's very important as a single parent that if you are allowed, you should have the other parent in the lives of your children. So I've been able to work around a certain structure of getting my children's dad involved in their lives, because sometimes my work requires that I have to travel out of Accra or even sometimes out of the country, and my mom is a working mom. Shout out to mom. She's a working mother. So she's not a granny yet where I can just go and give the kids to her and she would have to. She goes to work every day. So in the times when I'm not available, my children will have to go and spend some time with their dad. So there's that sort of structure in terms of co-parenting. And I also have friends. I have friends that are able to step in for me. Even the times when I don't even need. I'm being all strong about it. I have friends that are able to recognize my struggles. So even when I'm like, let me do this, I have friends that are like, stop. I have a friend that one time, I was there when my mom called and my son was not well, and he had come to pay me a visit. So that morning, when I was at work, I was still working and my kids were home. And my mom said I had to come home. And I remember my car had an issue. It was overheating. So I was heading towards Kweman, Oyarifa, and there's a lot of traffic. So whilst leaving, it was in the night, my car just started messing up. For some weird reason, my friend decided to follow me. And I kept wondering, why are you following me? I'll be fine. I'm going home. I'll be fine. And he followed me. And at a point, I was like, my car is overheating. And I called and I was like, dude, my car is overheating. And he was like, park. So I parked, used his car, and went with my car. Until today, I'm grateful to my friend for doing that. He helped me. So I've surrounded myself with people that are able to come through for me. I have friends, you better would come in for me when I have to go somewhere. So that has been very important. Community support is very important. It takes a village to raise children.
That is true. It
takes a village. So I've been blessed to have that sort of community support. And my children's school, like, they are very understanding. They understand my time. So there are times after school, I have a lady, Abena. She takes care of my kids for me after school. She will bath my kids, feed them, and then when I close from work, I pick them up and we go home. And that has been very helpful.
I mean, that would be very, very...
Yes.
They're bathed already, they've eaten already,
yes.
So pick them up and then they're just going home to take some good sleep.
Yes, and that has been... She has been a lifesaver for me, and their school understands. I mean, along the way, I've had Helena also support me. She also had a daycare, and she was also very supportive, especially when the kids were younger. So it's very important as a single parent to have that community support, because you can't do it alone. Your strength will give up at a certain point. So it's been very instrumental for me, and it still is. It's something I lean on whenever I need it, and it always comes through for me.
Do you sometimes take the time to hang out with other single moms like you?
Is there such a community?
Yeah, so I was wondering, I wanted to ask you if there's a community like that, or none yet
Several times I've thought about maybe starting such a community of single mothers where we just sit and laugh. It's not about coming together to be sad about what we are going through. It's just it's a phase, it's a season. So I've thought about it. I follow such. So on Instagram, I try to follow such page, and I've just found only one, but I don't think it's in Ghana.
It's in Ghana.
I think it's a foreign page.
So you just may be pioneering a community like that. You just might be.
I just might be.
Mawulawoe, do you take the time to, always do you celebrate the joys and successes of motherhood as a young single mother? And when you talked about when sometimes your strength just sort of gives up on you, you can't go the road yourself. I want to know how you keep yourself positive and you stay motivated to keep going for your children.
It's an interesting question. Every time I see my children, I'm happy every time I see my kids. And it takes my mind back to our journey. Having them when there were times I needed help and I couldn't get help, and because of one reason or the other. But seeing them now, when I picked up my kids, I spent a weekend with them, and my daughter just came and hugged me and said, "Mom, you are the best."
Wow.
And I kept wondering why she said that. But I was very happy. I was very happy that she did. And when she did, my son also just came and gave me a hug and said, "Mom, you are the best." Every time my son always asks me for a hug when he's done something, and he knows the only way to calm me down is ask me for a hug. It means I'm doing something right.
You're doing something right.
So every time I see them, despite the struggles, every time I see them, I'm happy. I feel successful that I have a lot of things I'm doing, but I think my children have been patient with me. I thank God for their lives.
You're one with big dreams, big ambitions,
yes.
And two children who need their mom as well.
Yes.
How do you make it work?
So it's by the community support that I have, and also I try to prioritize what needs to be prioritized at a certain point in time. So I navigate school. I'm a final year student. I navigate school. I navigate managing a field as a research assistant and a field manager. I navigate running an NGO as well. And sometimes I don't even have the space to like breathe. But I think my children have been very patient with me. And I tell my children everything. So if mommy has to travel, I tell them, today mommy has to travel. Mommy will not be around at this time, so you will be at daddy's place for some time. Or mommy is going somewhere. So my kids know everything. I don't hide anything from them. Anything that is happening, they know. If they're expecting me to come and pick them up, I tell them, I'll come and pick you up at this time. And they expect me. And I'm happy when they expect that from me. So just seeing my children flourish, even after all the challenges that we have been through together, it makes me know I'm doing something right with them. And I celebrate when I see them. Now my son is saying he wants to bath himself. It's beautiful. Like I've seen so many stages of him when he couldn't bath himself and he needed me. Now even when I want to take a sponge, he's fighting with me.
My son said, "Mommy, I can bath myself."
I can bath myself. Hey. You can see that it's not sorted out. Yeah. So just seeing that they are growing every single day is enough joy for me. Whenever I feel down, I think I'm learned, or I'm still learning to know that my source of strength is God.
Let's talk about how your faith has helped you in this season as a single mom. Let's talk about that.
Having God is enough for me. It's been very key for me because I've had seasons where it was really dark. But I was, sometimes we just go through the motion of being a Christian. So Sunday you go to church, you pick the mic, you sing a song. It's just the motion. But I always thank God for my parents who gave me a foundation of Christianity. My dad, you will never stay home on a Sunday. He will sack you. He's not going to church, but you won't stay home.
He is not going to church.
He's not going to church. He believes in God. He's not going to hold your hand and let's go to church. But he will not stay in his house on a Sunday. My mom will take you to church. The days my mom is not around, you will still not stay home.
You have to go.
You have to go. And so during the times when it was dark, I felt I was drowning. Yes, I had counselors. I had a counselor friend, Dr. Edem Sosu, who was very instrumental, and he still is. He's professor now, Prof. Edem Sosu. But every time, I remember at a point I was driving and I just heard, "I love you." And every single time, God constantly reminds me of his love. So my faith has been very instrumental. My church family has been very supportive. I mean, I was in Assemblies of God at a point in time. It's still my church family, and we're very supportive. I'm now with ICGC Rock Temple Assembly.
Okay.
And they have also been supportive. ICGC is a great family that I'm part of, and my faith has been my strength.
Your rock.
My faith has been my strength. I thank God for God. I just thank God for God because he's more than enough, and he has been enough for me. In the times I'm drowning, I'm learning to, and I say I'm learning because sometimes we feel like we have the strength and because we are doing it all. Yes, but I'm learning to know that Mawulawoe, your strength comes from me. I am your source.
Amen.
I'm your source, and that is enough. So I always say that I am a woman helped and held by God. That is who I am.
Isn't she an inspiring young woman? Reverend Rebecca says, yes, you are the best mom. God has you at heart, sis. Yes, God loves you. And I just got another message from a single mom like you, a single mom of boys. And she says, Jennifer, ask her to pick up a package from my shop. She runs a shop just downstairs of Sunny FM. Rabbi is a single mom as well. And she just sent this text message. I have another WhatsApp. Here's from Reverend Paul. And he says, this woman is a composition of strength. Her challenges and achievements are unparalleled. She's a great example for single mothers. Wow. He says, having God is enough for me, she says. So he was in a meeting and actually got back to listening to the interview. We're still live on Sunny TV, also on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to drop a question for, you can do that. If you want to encourage as well, as we are talking about the Easier Motherhood Series this month, you can do that as well. 0540, you can send a WhatsApp, 0540-130-684. Maybe you also want to share a brief experience as a single mom, to also encourage another single mom, as Mawulawoe is doing today. You can send us a voice note, 0540-130-684. You can just type it out, 0540-130-684. You are loved. This one says, yes, she's incredible. Keep being amazing. God bless you. And this one says, good morning, JJD. I think the rest of the message is about to follow. But, okay, it says we also have a single father. Yes. In June, we'll also be speaking with the single fathers. Usually when we come scouting for the men, you don't mind me when I come looking for you. The women mind me more than the men mind me. So hopefully this year in June, the men will open up their hearts when I come calling. You see, Jennifer, yes, I'll be here. I'll be here to also encourage another single father. I'll be here to encourage another dad going through this and that, raising girls, raising boys. We need to encourage one another's faith and help others along their journey. Mawulawoe, what advice, what would you share based on your experience, what the Lord has taught you as a single mom, the experience you're going through raising your children? I want to know, what advice would you give to other single moms like you, probably listening in, who are going through a phase you've already gone through or probably are going through right now? Yeah, what do you want to share with them?
Focus on you. Focus on you. Focus on your growth. And I know that sometimes society has a way of stigmatizing you as a woman when you are a single parent.
You've experienced that?
You see, me, I am very... who I surround myself with is very important. And the way I am, you know that you cannot come in front of me and comment, make certain comments around me. So, like, nobody is going to come and... I mean, as a strong woman, sometimes you have situations where people will pass certain comments to you, like, are you sure you have enough time for your children, the way you're ambitious and all those things. And for me, one thing is that I am focused on my goal. I'm focused on who I want to be. So I don't allow certain things. If I realize that you are somebody who's going to do that, you will not come into my space. I'm very intentional. Yes, I'm a very lovely person. I love wood, but I'm very intentional about the kind of things that speaking to me, because I already have enough I'm dealing with. So I don't want you to come and add to it. So I'm very intentional about that. The source of the energies I receive, it has to be positive. So as a single mother, I always say that focus on yourself. Nobody knows your story better than you. And don't allow anybody to try to define your story for you. Focus on yourself, your growth. You should always tell yourself, I want to grow. We can all throw a pity party and sit in our challenges. But does that really help you to grow? No. Especially for me, who has worked with women and is working with women, has seen my mother also work with women for a very long time. I've come to realize that sitting in your challenges, it doesn't really help anybody. So as a young single mother or as a single mother, focus on your growth. Focus on the blessings that you have, which are your children. Try to have a plan. Try to build yourself if you can. Do whatever. Do the best that you can for yourself and for your children. And surround yourself with the right people. Don't surround yourself with people that speak negatively or try to dull your shine. Be surrounded by people who encourage you, who understand you, who are able to step in for you when you need them. Sometimes you don't even want to say that you need them, but do that. And then you can't do it all. Learn to ask for support and learn to rely on support when it comes. There are days I pay someone to cook so that I can put it in the freezer.
Please say that again. I like that.
Yes, I will pay you.
And all you just have to do is to carry it and put it in the freezer.
Put it in the freezer.
You know, I saw a post a few weeks ago. It says, you know what? It takes us about maybe over 2 hours to cook certain dishes. And to think about it, in about 10 to 15 minutes, you finish eating the food that you stood on your feet. I mean, here in Ghana, where we are cooking all kinds of dishes like palm nut soup and then by the time the children have finished the food, then another batch. It's like your whole life you've been cooking. You're a cook without pay. You're just cooking.
So for me, because of I'm a multi-purpose person. There are certain activities I relegate and I would pay for.
Okay.
So if it's cooking, because cooking takes a lot of time. Mondays to Fridays are already packed for me. Saturdays, I'm a praise and worship leader at church. I'm a chorister. I'm also a youth and Sunday school children facilitator.
Soon to become a reverend, I can see. You just scratch your head.
I need time. So if I can pay someone to do the cooking, why don't I pay someone I trust? And in fact, trust is even just trusting the Lord. And then you have your food. It's in the freezer. When we come back from school and we need food, we just pick it and we eat. On Sundays, usually I want to start. I started a tradition. On Sundays is kenke. So Sundays after church, we buy kenke. We come and sit in the house and eat together. Go and sleep. And then in the evening, we will just have some relaxing evening. So surround yourself as a single mother with the right energy, and learn to breathe and relax. It's not easy.
What's some of the things you do to relax as a mom?
I dance.
You dance. You love to dance.
Yes, I love to dance. I love singing. So there are days that if I'm in anybody that sees me on the Ashali Botry Stretch, always see a dancing woman in the car.
It's possibly this woman sitting in front of me today. Okay.
So I'm always dancing. It can be oldies. I will be dancing to oldies, old classics. Or today is gospel. I'll be singing or worshiping in the car. But what I do to relax is dancing or singing. And also church. Doing church just helps me to
It's therapy
relax.
too.
Yes, it's therapeutic. And then a few friends sometimes get me to hang out in the evening, but the aim is for Mawulawoe to dance.
I would have joined you if only the Lord was gracious enough to have gifted me with the ability to dance, but I can't dance to save my life. This one says, JJ, may God bless this lady. She's so deep. That's Mawulawoe we have right here. Oh, you have a dancing partner. Says, hey, my partner in dancing. That's Reverend Rebecca. Reverend Rebecca is going to be our judge at this year's Mother's Day lunch. We're going to be crowning a mom of the year, so we're looking forward. I don't know if Reverend Rebecca will come and dance there, but we'll see how that goes. This one says, good morning, dear. Please, I'm also a single mother of a 50-year-old boy, and I'm drowning. Please, I need the community help, as the lady is talking about. Isn't it interesting that you have been looking for community like that, and you find that somebody also looking for a community like that?
Well, maybe I think it's time we start something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I think it's time I find maybe that time and start something like
See
that.
what the Lord is saying to you concerning it, if He's speaking to you concerning
Yes.
it. She has a 50-year-old boy. He's a teenager.
A teenager,
Yeah.
so the dynamics are different
It's
when they are
definitely,
teens. Yeah.
yes. This one says, hi, God bless her for sharing. Please, I'd like to know how she navigates the dating scene. Oh, Cindy, I like you. Cindy, I like your question. She would have left without us getting into that. Yes, so...
Oh, Cindy, why?
Yes. I think is that the next set of Uncle Bo's place, Cindy, why? Yes, Cindy wants to know how you navigate the dating scene together, having your children in your life and all that. How do you do, plus your busyness?
Hey, Cindy. This question.
Cindy had a quiet time this morning.
Yeah, Cindy had a quiet time this morning. So basically, the dating scene. Can I answer? Okay, Cindy. So navigating the dating scene is quite different for me or us as single mothers, and especially for me who is very, very busy. So it's quite a balance for me when it comes to the dating scene. I don't think I've fully put my leg out in the dating game yet. I don't think so, because I don't think I would have that time to give to another partner. So I don't think I've put my leg out fully. So what I have friends I hang out with. Yes, do I have men who are interested in me? Yes, I do have men who are interested in me. It happens. I mean, I'm a woman, so obviously
a beautiful woman.
Thank you. So obviously that happens, but my leg is not fully out in the dating game yet, because one, there are things I'm navigating in terms of the legalities with the father of my children. So I haven't put out my leg fully into the dating game yet. What I do is I hang out with friends, and I think whoever I want to be with needs to understand who I am as a woman and my personality. It doesn't mean I also don't understand what to give back to you as your partner, but you have to catch me at certain times sometimes to get me, and sometimes actually drag me out to get to do the things that I need to do as your partner. So I'm not in it fully, but it's not easy, because sometimes it gets lonely. So it's not easy.
It does get lonely.
It gets lonely.
Does it?
But it's not easy, but then you have to find a way to navigate through, because my times are super packed. So I have friends that are able to drag me in the middle of the day, that's Mawulawoe, sit down, let's have lunch.
Okay.
And that happens for me. Let's do this. And usually in the evenings, it's easier to catch me in the evenings, because then I'm home, my kids are fine, they are well secured, so I can step out in the evening. So Cindy, my leg is not fully out there yet.
Cindy sent me an emoji like she's covering one of her eyes. Eugene says, such resilience, you are a superhero mom. This one says, this lady is so loaded like myself. God bless you so much, sweetheart. I'm Benjamin from Tema. And Mommy says, I was just going to say that single mothers really need a lot of support, and I think the church can perhaps help with that. Okay, all right. So, Rebecca says she will be dancing. Your partner will be there. Mara, what would you finally say to encourage single moms out there, and what we all can do in one way or the other to support single moms in our sphere of contact or network?
To every single mother out there today, hug yourself. Give yourself a hug. Whatever journey you've been through to be who you are today does not define who you will be tomorrow. You had to take a certain decision to be who you are now. Don't beat yourself up about it. What happened yesterday has happened. Your focus is what will happen today, and then what will happen tomorrow. Take it one day. And this advice, even me myself, take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time, and breathe. Learn to ask for help, and find the right people that's speaking to you. JJ, there have been times I've called you. It's not because of anything. It's because I just want to talk, and you've listened. So find someone who listens to you. Find that network that supports you. They don't come around you to talk about your past mistakes. They come around you to encourage you. I know there are single mothers out there who probably even have maybe more than one dad as father of their children.
Which makes things more complicated.
Yes, so there's that stigma of you were sleeping around and all. No, like don't cut out the noise. It's all noise. Focus on you, your growth, your journey, your children. Every day you see them, know that you are doing something great. And today, if you've done nothing at all, just give yourself a hug and know that you are loved. Like lean on your faith, like I lean on mine, and just give yourself a hug. Sometimes we don't hug ourselves enough, but just give yourself that hug and know that you are loved. And to every mother out there, whether especially for the single mothers, God has got you.
God has got you. Oh, wow. It's been an encouraging morning, very inspiring for me. I'm sure for any single mom who's also listening. Heather Sariawuku says, how happy I am to see Mawulawoe Awity. This person must know you. They know your house already, so your house name. Says, I admired you since Ebri Girls days. You're wonderful, and thanks for sharing your story, learning a lot. Mawulawoe, thank you so much for coming through. This one says, we are open to, this one says, I'm standing for you. Okay, that's a clap there. This one says, we are open to the single mom community destined. Hey, there's a call on your life this morning on the iMDrive. This one says, please tell her there are some married women who live single paths, so even they are also lonely. This one says, can I have her number? All right, so this is the mom who has the 15-year-old. I'm sure we can talk about that right after this one. She said something that her faith, knowing God, that's enough. I just want to share this track with you. It says, Christ is enough. Stay with us right here on the iMDrive. I'll be back with our friends from Weti's Ghana. Also, I'll be placing a call for some moms who will be doing some nice runway queen stuff at Elisa Hotel on Saturday.